Bruce, what are you doing on yours?
Judge, we're just asking for a bond on a motion.
Yeah, let's get it. Just get up here. Okay.
You gotta love a judge that believes in efficiency.
Who is this?
Mr.
Frederick Green? 234651 is called. You were Frederick Green. You were charged. Well, there's motion to revoke probation. That's been filed. You are on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault, family violence by choking.
In other words, his sentence for his crime was basically he has to behave. He has to be a good boy for 10 years. And once that is completed, then they will completely wipe that arrest and conviction off of, or his plea off of his record. It doesn't look like he made the 10 years.
Looking here, it looks like you have in the indictment, you also have a prior third-degree felony conviction out of the court next door in 2009 for illegal possession of controlled substance.
At least he's making it convenient for you guys to try him.
So you have a felony conviction, which means you can't get regular probation from a jury. And then we place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation October of 22. And here you're charged with 3 a.m. You had a curfew on my watch that I guess was 10 p.m. The vehicle stopped in the middle of Highway 73 at 3 a.m. And there you are showing all the signs of intoxication on my watch. Placed you in the police car. You pushed police, began walking toward the major intersection on Highway 73. They had to restrain you and gave you commands that you refused to follow. Finally, you were arrested. And then we've got resisting arrest charge, intoxication alleged, and being at a location other than your residence in the middle of the night, and then 2 other.
So basically, he wasn't being haved.
2 other violations of administrative nature. All right. Go ahead.
Your Honor, a couple of things. My client did voluntarily turn himself in.
Not on that night.
Last night.
No, not on that night.
No,
on September, according to this allegation. Not on September 15th, he didn't.
No, Your Honor, they just arrested him for resisting arrest and he got out.
Well, counselor, in all due respect, and I know it's your job to defend your client, but you're saying that, yeah, he just resisted arrest. Well, what did he do prior to the officers arresting him that he resisted arrest? I mean, they don't just normally walk up to people on the street and throw them in cuffs for resisting arrest.
He's intoxicated. It's 3 a.m. and he's standing in the middle of the highway. Yeah. I mean, that's how many mistakes can somebody make? He's been on probation since going on 2 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 years.
The motion to the warrant for the arrest on the motion broke went out on November the 25th.
I understand.
And he turned himself in. At the same time, on the same date that he was placed on probation on this case, he was also placed on probation for DWI, which he has successfully completed. He completed that in 2023. He tells me that he has completed all his classes for the probation here. He is behind on community service. He's passed all drug tests, he tells me.
That's a pleasant change.
Yes, Your Honor. He does work at the port. He's lived here his entire life. And so there's no fear that he would not show up in court in order to do so. Plus, he lives with he has his family that lives with him there in Port Arthur.
Now, Port Arthur, Texas seems like it's a nice community, and I respect and can appreciate the fact that the gentleman in the orange jumpsuit there turned himself in, that they didn't have to go hunt for him. But the fact of the matter is that he's got to start doing a little bit better job of behaving so that he doesn't have to turn himself in. Last I checked, you're not supposed to be consuming alcoholic beverages or any kind of drug stronger than nicotine or caffeine when you're on probation.
We're asking the court to set as a reasonable bond, as low bond as possible, so that he can go back to work while we're finishing investigation, the resisting arrest and everything else, and have an opportunity to visit with the state.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Summer.
Judge, obviously we took a risk with this gentleman, putting him on probation in the first place, because of the conviction that he had, that Your Honor's already
Which
commented on.
conviction would that be?
Judge has a good point. All jokes aside, there seems to be quite a few to choose from.
I'm
Because
referencing the
I'm-
one that's in the
Because
indictment.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 convictions that I'm looking at in the public safety report.
We have the PSI we've given Your Honor.
You know
We have
what
a
your
discharge
life is. Don't act like I can't believe it's not butter. It's you know what your arrests are and your convictions. You got a DWI conviction in 2020, DWI conviction in 2016, possession of drugs in 2009, possession of marijuana. These are all convictions in 2008, possession, probation revocation in 2004 for delivery, manufacture or delivery of a controlled substance, criminal trespass in 2003, and evading arrest and detention in 2003. Those are all convictions. They're all, well, not all of them. There's a third-degree felony in 2009. I have to tell you what your criminal history is? No, you know. Don't act like, oh.
Well, Your Honor, in the defendant's defense, he does have quite a few to choose from. He could legitimately maybe not remember them all.
It's not true. There it is. It's in the records. Your life history, just like mine is. It's there to be found. And then here you are, placed on probation on my watch here on assault, family violence, which was a terrible case.
Sorry to cut in again, but it just occurred to me. One of his convictions is for, domestic violence, family violence, which he choked out a member of his family. And he's now wanting the judge to set a low bond or an ROR, and so that he can return to that same family. I would have concerns too.
And then it's alleging resisting arrest. And once again, something you've been convicted for before, intoxication, something that you have been dealt with before and they're at 3 a.m. Good luck.
Judge, that's what my concern is, that he may have finished out that DWI probation, but he's right back to similar conduct and violating
I
your
can't-
curfew.
I can't trust him. He's out and about at 3 a.m. in the middle of the highway. And
Don't forget, while under the influence of intoxicants.
the only way we can ensure your safety and also ensure that you're going to follow the rules is to have you in custody. And that's where we're heading.
Your Honor, about my client is perfectly willing to wear GPS monitor, perfectly willing to wear a drug patch.
He was ordered to be in the house. And at 3 a.m, he's drunk in the middle of the highway.
He is planning on when he gets out to go into some type of
You
rehabilitation.
think? He's only been dealing with drugs since, when did that come across? You've only been, let's see, since, for 20 years, you've had problems.
And he-
Now,
And he tested positive while this case was pending back on August
I
11th,
guess that's why.
resulted in you giving him a drug patch. That positive test was for cocaine.
I think the primary problem is alcohol.
I can appreciate you defending your client, but if he's testing positive for cocaine, then his only problem is not alcohol.
I see a bunch of drug convictions.
In the past, yes, that's correct.
Well, it doesn't matter what it is. It's illegal. Anything else?
Not from the
What are you
state
asking
judge.
for? A bond, right? That's what
Yeah,
we're
we're
here for, a
asking
bond.
for the.
$500,000.
Yes.
He's 500,000.
Yes,
You
sir.
think it's funny? You don't need to say a thing, sir.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I didn't go to YouTube or any other law school, but I think it's good advice that if you're standing in front of a judge wanting him to give you a bond while you are cuffed, shackled, and chained in an orange jumpsuit, I don't recommend laughing at the judge. Just a helpful hint. Take it for what it's worth.
You think 8 arrests is not enough for somebody to find, and then you're standing in the middle of the highway on my watch, on my probation? You think it's somebody else's fault?
I blame his parents, but that's just me.
Hey, you're a danger to yourself, but to others too. But it's yourself. You're supposed to be on the highway 3 a.m. drunk.
Well, not just drunk, but
Drunk in public.
Standing around on Highway 73. My goodness. With your rich criminal history. What do you want to do next? I guess a motion to revoke probation hearing. When can you be ready for that?
Just got the information on the resisting. And
Can we do it in 3
we're
weeks?
Looking at all that, so, yeah.
Set
Sure.
for in 3 weeks.
All right.
You've been given that to
Yeah.
We're gone in
Yeah,
I can do 2.
Can you do it in 2?
sir.
Can you do it in 2? Because we're going to be dark. She says
Christmas.
in 3 weeks, we're going to be dark.
Oh, I'm doing too.
All right. Put it at the end of that week after next.
if you are fortunate enough to be presented with the ability to do one of these programs that allows you to the privilege of staying, in your home, working, supporting your family as you should, take that opportunity, boys and girls, for what that is. And it's an opportunity. Don't piss on it. Anybody that depends on you in a family to make sure they're taken care of, they deserve to have you doing just that. Anyway, guys, it's Wrangler. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Have a good